Hey YouTubers, this is Jean with Rebel Yell Rising. Thanks again for joining me for your weekly tarot reading. This is for July 30th to August 5th. And if you've been following along, I've been doing a 3-card draw for myself. And for the past 2 weeks, I ended up using that for everybody. This week, I was guided to use the Past Life Oracle deck. Not so much because it's a past life anything, but just I believe there's just the message in this particular card. This card was really just sticking to me, calling to me. This is the card with the message for this week in preparation of the full moon that is coming on August 7th. We are in a phase right now where it is the first quarter where you see about half of the moon lit. And I don't know if you guys feel it, but I just feel it's a very, very magical time. It feels like there's so much energy in the air right now. It feels like there's something like pressure that is just building. And when I got this card, Scribe or Writer, it just, after meditating on it for a while, the message came through and it just makes perfect sense. So this card for the week, for what we need to do to prepare, how we can further prepare for this week prior to the full moon, lunar eclipse. It's not really about writing, although maybe that might resonate for some of you guys. If that's what's your goal or your heart's desire and that's what you've been thinking, then that could be, synchronicity that you're seeing this card. But the root of this particular message is this seal is what is really calling to me. This seal just wants to be broken. Do you see it? It's one of those wax seals on an old time message or paper. And I just feel like it cannot wait to be broken. It's almost like I can almost hear it like cracking, as somebody breaks it and it goes pop or crack. It snaps in half. And that is what I feel like we are building towards. We are so close. I mean, it just, the energy in the air this evening, it just feels like it's almost coming to a culmination. That's why I have my little orange pumpkin candle here. It feels like it's a very magical time that we're in right now. Oftentimes during these readings, I would love to be able to really just show more of my goofy side through these readings, but by the time I turn on the camera and I'm doing the reading, it's kind of like the veil has thinned. It's very thin, and it's almost like I'm not in a trance, but I'm feeling Spirit's presence very heavily. And I wish you guys could feel it. I wish you could sense it here. It's just amazing. But it's just this excitement that's building. Like this, you're going up a roller coaster is what they just showed me. It's almost anxiety, but it's in a good way. Like an excitement, anticipation. Like, that the good times are coming. That the higher you get on the ascendant part of that roller coaster as you're going up, the more nervous you get because that drop is going to be bigger. That's the energy that I'm feeling. That it's extremely exciting. It's smiles, laughters, nervous anticipation, and that is the energy that we are in this coming week, this week. Okay. And then because I didn't do the 3 cards up at the top, I went ahead and drew 3 cards from the Isis Oracle deck. This is a very heavy deck, if you will. I don't know really how else to explain it. The energy is very heavy. And let's see what this is. Okay, so in preparation for this full moon lunar eclipse that is coming up on August 7th, we have the proper burial for freedom. So some of the work that you can be doing this week is releasing something, allowing something to go, something that has probably already died, something in your life. It could be a certain way of thinking, a certain way of being, a certain relationship, a certain way of living, a career change. It could be anything minor to major. But as we started last week with a little bit of like reflection and soul searching and determining whether or not you are on the path for your own sake and for your own joy, you started to plant those seeds. And now with the the first quarter moon that we are in, it's like those buds have started to bloom a little, right? So maybe you're starting to realize, get some clarity on something that has been dead in your life. Maybe, the job that you're in that you used to love and you were full of idealism and you were full of vigor and passion for it. Well, maybe that has died. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that. It just means that that chapter has ended. That part is over. And in order to continue, you have to bury it. You have to give it its proper place, because we can't carry the dead forward with us in this next stage. Okay, this next card. And if, you could take any one of these cards that resonate particularly for you as, the individual message for you, or you could take all three messages as, the whole thing for you. Okay, the scales of balance. This week is kind of like further preparation, right, for the big eclipse season that we were coming into, the big full moon that is kicking off, right, the eclipse season. It's kind of like in Islam, prior to entering mosque, you wash yourself, you cleanse yourself. It's called ablution, right? And it's out of reverence. This is sort of the same thing. In order to kind of further prepare yourself for the full moon that is coming, in order to, I guess, get right, if you will, this card is asking you to balance your inner self. Try and find balance between the male and feminine energies within you, and we all have it. Most of us tend to be heavy on masculine energy or heavy on feminine energy because that's the world that we've grown up in. That's the world that we've lived in, and that's the way it is now. But things are changing. Learn to embrace your masculine energy just as much as your feminine energy, and vice versa. If you cannot condemn your masculine energy without seriously damaging your feminine energy, and you cannot empower your feminine energy only without hurting your masculine energy. Your feminine energy needs that masculine energy to thrive, because the masculine energy is what puts the feminine ideas and passions into action. You can't have one without the other. When we attempt to our world is topsy-turvy, and because we ourselves, our individual self, is out of whack. So this is urging you to find balance. Be balanced. Harmonize the masculine and feminine energies in your life so that as you are embracing the feminine energies of mercy, compassion, creation, that masculine energy is empowered and emboldened to take those and put them into action and make them a reality. This is great, guys. Past life, present power. So that's perfect. Oh my gosh, because of the past life oracle deck. So this card speaks to an energy or a gift or a talent, something that your soul knows and is carrying from a past life or past lives, that it is trying to bring forth into your current life now. You're going to know it by some sort of connection. It's going to feel like it just fits like a glove. And it can be a friendship, a chance meeting with a new individual, a place. Maybe you're visiting somewhere. Maybe, through synchronicity. Somebody mentions the country Thailand several times. And, although you might have never considered going to Thailand before, maybe all of a sudden you're like, that's interesting. Ticket prices are pretty cheap. It could be an object that is coming back to you. Something that is yours from a past life is trying to make its way through almost like through your soul into this earthly existence that you're experiencing this week. Well, I mean, not just this week, but it's trying to come through this week. If there is a passion or a yearning that you have been ignoring, but it's just coming through like this nagging, and maybe that could be the writing aspect. Maybe some of you guys have been nudged and nagged, and you just had this obnoxiously nagging feeling to write or to paint or to learn how to do computer programming, coding. That is a past life thing that is trying to come through to you as a present power. It is going to empower you. Yeah, granted, computer programming wasn't around, likely in a past life incarnation, but it would be along those lines of, language, transcribing, using that analytical mindset, being extremely logical, right? So you understand. This hourglass also, it's been popping up a lot in the August readings that I haven't posted yet, but it's just a reminder that time has no limits. Time is not as we experience it. It's not linear. And so don't doubt that a past life thing, person, relationship, anything can come back through time to you now. So I think in doing these, I feel like the way this reading is coming out to me, that these three are going to lead to this snapping of the seal. So take what resonates for you. Get closure by burying something, letting it go, releasing it. Release it into the ocean, burying the ashes, right? Either literally or metaphorically. Allow yourself to be balanced. Your soul knows how. You just have to stop fighting it. And there's going to be some sort of karmic something coming back through to you. And I think once any of these things, either of these things, is maybe not necessarily completed this week by you, but acknowledged at the very least, that this seal is going to snap open like a pressure cooker, because that's really what I'm feeling right now, is that pressure cooker is just going to pop and explode. That seal is going to snap in half, and it's going to occur in conjunction with that full moon energy, that lunar eclipse, and it's going to push you further along your journey, your path. And then this scroll will be unfurled, and you're going to have a better idea of the direction that you should be going in. It's going to be like a message for you from your soul, right? You're going to have a better game plan. And it's not going to be conscious. I'm very sure of that. I feel like it's going to be very subconscious, very slight, realization, desire, change in attitude, a change in, hey, I think I might want to try this. Okay. All right. Thank you all for joining me for this weekly video. If you guys would like any clarification, please leave that in the comments below. I'd be so happy to respond. I enjoy, conversing with you guys. And again, I thank you all for the likes, the subscribes, and the shares. And I will see you next week.